welcome to the Bossy Podcast. This is episode 6. If you are new here, welcome. If this is your first time, if you're a subscriber, you might be a little bit surprised to see episode 6, especially since episode 5 got released less than 2 weeks ago. And you know I'm notorious for only getting an episode out every 3 months, it seems, just because I don't normally have the time. But things are changing a little slightly. As I mentioned in episode 5, I do have a little bit more time to record now. And also there's another reason, and that's because it's Halloween. Happy Halloween! I love Halloween, and I said Halloween too many times already. I'm gonna have to calm down. I just really enjoy it. So I wanted to put out an episode. And also when I was editing episode 5, I realised, because I do tend to leave it quite a while in between, I always have quite a lot to talk to you about, and I tend to ramble on slightly anyway, and that's not going to change anytime soon. So episodes tend to be quite long, and I thought it'd be nice to try and film a little bit more often with less topics and less makes in there. And yeah, so you can just dip into it now and again. If you don't want to sit down for a full 40 minutes and listen to me rattle on at you, then some shorter episodes might be good. And yeah, I thought I'd sit down. I got Bernard already. I decided to call him Bernard. Don't know why. He just looks like a Bernard. And I have a couple of things to show you. So not a huge amount of things. I've got 3 things. 2 of them you've already seen before, and one's a brand new project. But I'll start with more of the shop news right now, because I have a pattern release coming. And actually it's not coming, it's today. So I'm recording this on Saturday, and I'm going to be editing it tonight. And so if you're watching this on the day I've released it, it's Halloween and it's Sunday, so yay. So today, Sunday, I'm releasing a new pattern. And I say a new pattern, it's one that's got published a little while ago, and it was published in 52 Weeks of Shawls by Laine. And I got it grubby. That's how you know a well-used book, if it's got a little bit of grub on it. So what are you going to do? But yeah, I was really happy to have a pattern included in 52 Weeks of Shawls. I've talked about it on the podcast already, so I'm not going to dive into a huge amount of detail about the construction and everything. I'll show you the sample in a second and just go over it briefly. But I went into quite a lot of detail last time, so if you want to see all that, definitely I'll link that episode below, or I'll attempt to put it in the corner, as I see people doing and I still can't work out how they do that. So I will attempt that. But I'll also pop the link below so you can watch that episode too if you want to see it in more detail. But here is the shawl. It's called Hereth, and it was knit using EcoView Fibre Company. And this is the Ranger Merino DK weight. So this base comes in it comes in 4-ply and DK, but it's the same fibre blend. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful yarn, and I was so excited to work with it. And this is the red tail colourway, it's just autumn in a big old shawl. And I say big old shawl because it's a beast. It's funny, I've seen quite a few people knitting it, which is so nice. And one of the comments normally is when they finish the project is it's so big. But it is. I purposely designed a big shawl because that's the kind of shawls I like to wear. I find I definitely get the appeal of one skein shawls and things like that. I can never keep them on. They always fly off, and I like something that's really cozy. And that's really what I wanted to go for when I was designing this. Hiraeth is a beautiful Welsh word, and it means homesickness and nostalgia. And I designed this quite a while ago, so it was when I first moved here from England, and I was very homesick. So it was really fitting. So everything about the shawl, I wanted it to be comforting to knit and comforting to wear, that kind of a thing. So yeah, I was really happy with it, and I'm even happier now because I get to share it with you as a single pattern It's available for a single pattern from my website and from my Ravelry store. So yeah, it's out today. I'm gonna do, there is a little introductory discount that I'm running on it, of 20% off, which you can claim by adding the coupon code Hereth Shawl. I put all the details below, so you can just copy and paste that coupon if you want to purchase it. And that same coupon will work whether you purchase it on my Ravelry store or on my website. So it works across the board. And I'm just really excited that I've got it out as a single pattern now. So a quick note, just a quick rundown. It's a triangle shawl, but it's kind of an asymmetrical. It starts at the cast on edge. So starts here. You cast on all the stitches straight up, which if you're not a huge fan of casting on, I'm sorry, that might be one little downfall, that you might not love the pattern. But the beauty is once you've cast on all the stitches, you're just decreasing the whole way. So that's part of the comfort thing I was talking about, because you get to sit down and you don't have to worry about keeping count or anything like that. And I designed it so the lace pattern that runs down one side, the amount of stitches I have you casting on, it means that once we reach this part, because you see you decrease along this edge, once you hit the lace section, you only ever decrease across the stockinette section. So you don't have to worry about decreasing across any yarn overs or anything like that, because that can get confusing and a little messy looking. So it really is a case of just, once you've got the chart down, which is like 10 rows, I think, I remember. I got that wrong in the last one, I had to look it up. But it's like 10 rows for the chart. Once you've got, it's 10. Once you've got that down, it's smooth sailing. It's honestly, it's very, as my friend likes to say, it's very potato chippy. So why did I say potato? That was a weird way to say it. Very potato chippy, meaning you just want one more. You can't stop. You can't just stop going with them. So yeah, that's Hiraeth. It is out now. I want to say a huge thank you to Laine, and also especially because they translated the pattern into Finnish, and they also sent me a copy of that. So you can purchase it in my Ravelry and on my website, and you'll get both the English and the Finnish version included. So yay. So yeah, it's in there, and if you're interested, feel free to go and have a look. Weirdest sales pitch ever, but there you go. It's in the shop. And if you have any questions at all, just let me know. I'm happy to help you out. One thing, it is a really big shawl. You can size down by just cast on less stitches, but just bear in mind that to get that across the stockinette section, you do have to do a little bit of maths to work out exactly how. So basically you want it small, you'd want it to fall across the, like either one of those, I'm not explaining this very well, wait there. You'd have to like drop it down so many stitches so it would go over whichever one you want it to. Unless you want to try, if you're feeling confident with like fudging it across the lace section, then go for it. The other thing you can also do would be to knit it in a fingering weight yarn. So you could totally size down and make a lighter version of this by going down a yarn weight. So that's also an option, and I think that would be lovely too. I've seen quite a few versions popping up of people using a floofier yarn as well, so which would add up to DK again, but like a fingering and then a mohair or a brushed alpaca. That looks lovely. It's got me wanting to do another version like that, because it looks so like light and cozy. So yeah, I might make another Hereth myself. But yeah, so that's the shop news. Hereth is out now. Go check it out. The discount will be running until November the 4th. So if you want to take advantage of it, be sure to take a look before then, and then you'll get 20% off. So yeah, so that's my shawl. And then in between, I've made like a whole other project, which Bernard is now modelling. My pumpkin beret. I got all worked up about pumpkins this time. I really wanted to go a little pumpkin obsessed, and this came to me in a burst of inspiration. I was working on my Harvest Fall charm set, which I showed in a previous one. I'm going to show you a glimpse of in a second. And I was like, ooh, I should make a pumpkin beret and put the leaves on it. I just thought it seemed really fun. I think sometimes, I know me personally as well, if I'm working on design work, things can feel a little serious sometimes. I like the fun of projects sometimes, like a spontaneous, something a little silly, but also it just has a lot of joy in it, I guess. And I don't know, I approach designing very kind of, I want to make sure I get it right. So because if you're going to be selling it on to people, you want to make sure that pattern works and it looks right, and that sometimes those details can get me a little bit bogged down. So doing things like this really kind of breaks it up for me. I'm going to show you a little closer. So there you can see the leaves a little better again. So I decided I just wanted to do really something fun, very seasonal, although let's face it, I'm going to wear this all the way through winter as well. And the pattern is not mine. So the pattern is Sari Nordland's. She has done the Biz beret pattern, which I've knit before, and I love that pattern. It starts with the I-cord for the little, what do we call that on a beret? The nubbin? I don't know what I call that. But anyway, it starts with like an I-cord there, and then you just keep increasing, and it gives you like this beautiful like curved increases that you get, and then you decrease a little bit more, and then you finish with a lovely I-cord bind off. And it's a beautiful pattern, and it's really relaxing. It's great to knit. Now her pattern, there's two versions in there. There's one for fingering weight and there's one for a sport weight yarn. I used Let Lopi, which is neither of those. It's quite a heavyweight yarn, but I wanted something that was going to have a bit of structure. I could felt it if I want to, although I don't think I will. And I saw this beautiful orange shade. I was in the Mariner's Daughter in Lunenburg, one of my absolute favourite yarn shops, and Hannah, who was there, was helping me. She was showing me all the orange yarn. I was like, I'm knitting a pumpkin beret and I need orange yarn. So she got all the oranges out, and this one was just perfect, I thought. It's so pumpkin-y, and it's like got hints of brown going through it and yellow. It's just all the autumn colours blended into one yarn. So I was smitten with it, but of course it's quite heavy compared to what Sarah used for hers. So I just had to do a little bit of tweaking. I just did less increases. It was really easy to adapt it because I'd already knit the pattern before. Ooh, it's right there, I'm going to show you. Oh wait, no, that's not it. This is another thing I knitted. This is a headband, but this is the kind of fabric that, this is the yarn I use for my other one. This is just a little cute headband. So you can see it's kind of like, it's a lighter fabric. And it's a lot lighter than the Let Lopi. I don't know where my other beret got to. But anyway, I used my other beret that was in this yarn. And I just I kept increasing until it was roughly the same length and the increase like the same width. And then I knit straight, and then I followed the rest of the instructions from there. And then I made some more of the leaves from the Fall Harvest charm set, Harvest Fall, and felted them and sewed them on. I kind of did a little, I-cord thing, so it looked like a stem coming off. And I really like it. Here it is. Oh, I didn't think that would work because my hair's up, but yeah, no, it still works. So, and I've been wearing it tons. It's nice. It feels a little, at first I was like, am I going to feel silly in it? Because it's like a Charles beret. But no, I'm looking down here because my screen's here so I can actually see what's going on. But I absolutely love it. So I'm going to be wearing this a lot. It's kind of handy when I've got my hair up because I can just plonk it on top of my head if I'm a little cool. Of course, in Canadian winter, it's not going to fare so well later in the year, but I've got big bobble caps for that, so it's going to be fine. So yeah, so this is my pumpkin beret, and I'm so happy with it. And it was really easy to do, so if you want to do something similar, check out that pattern from Sari Nordlund. And it's really easy to just start with a different colour. If you want to do the stalk in greens or a brown or something, and then go into something else. I can kind of see you could totally do it if you wanted an apple version, or wouldn't a strawberry one be cute? You could do it and then go in with like duplicate stitch at the end to put the little yellow seeds in, and still have like, I might have to do that for spring. Maybe that's what I need. I need a beret for every season that looks slightly strange. I think I'll do that. I'm going to leave this on when we finish up. But yeah, so this is my little Halloween project that I've been wearing around for fall. And I feel like I'm all set. Those are like my main projects. And the last thing that I want to talk to you about today is, or at least the last project I want to show you, is I got all my, I lost a pumpkin. I got all my little charms finished. And they got felted. I felted them a little bit last night. I didn't overly felt them. Just because I didn't really feel like I needed to. I kind of like them as they were. But I also wanted the leaves to sit like a little flatter. So yeah, I need to weave the ends in on that one. So these are kind of this is the colour palette that I chose, which are a lot of my favourite colours, which I just realised are basically all around me. These are all my favourite colours. I love this this very autumnal palette, but with that teal thrown in. So I'm really excited to get these up somewhere. I'm not sure where I'm going to put them yet. I'm going to put them into a little garland, and I'm going to look at a place to hang them. I'm thinking over the fireplace. But I don't know, maybe in the window. We'll see. So yeah, so those are my projects that I wanted to share with you today. I realised that because I've filmed quite close to episode 5, that there's a lot of things I talked about in there, and like the yarns that I showed that I've just not had time to play with yet or do anything with. But hopefully by the next episode, I probably won't release an episode quite this quickly, just because, well, I guess we'll see if I have time and I've got things that I think you'd be interested in seeing. Then I might pop on and film something, like a quicker video like this. But I guess you'll see me when you see me, but it definitely won't be as long as 3 months anymore. I'm going to be filming a lot more frequently and sharing my knitting, because once I've got these things done, I'm going to be working on my watershed scarf this weekend, because I really want to get that finished. And then yeah, I'll be looking to cast on some new things. I feel like I haven't really done that other than the beret. I haven't really done that in a while because I've had so many things on my needles. I start feeling a little bit overwhelmed after a while, because if I have too many things, I used to be a very monogamous knitter, and somewhere over the last couple of years that kind of changed when I just end up with so many other things on my needles. But I'm kind of feeling myself going more towards wanting to do that, to be focused more on one project at a time. So I'm going to try and finish up the projects that I've got on my needles now, and then hopefully cast on something new in the next couple of months. So weeks, not months. So that's where I'm up to. I'm going to head off for my Halloween weekend. I've got prepared. I went food shopping earlier. I got things to make chicken and leek pie tomorrow. That's really what Halloween's about for me. I like doing the decorating and the things, but I like getting hearty food in and having a fun drink and watching something spooky on the TV. So I'm going to settle in for a whole weekend of doing that, and all I've got left to do now is to sew up my pumpkins and my leaves and decorate a little bit, and then I'm all set. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I hope it's not been too quick. I feel a little bit like I've gone through it, but I guess I'm just so used to sitting and talking at you for a really long time. But yeah, I thought just a nice quick visit to say happy Halloween and to share these pretty seasonal things that I've got going on. And I'll be back next time. Also, Tilly will be here next time. I'm sorry if you're missing her. If this is your first time here, normally I have my co-host Tilly, a little fur demon. She's currently out at the fire pit with my husband because he's up and roaming around, and she loves being outdoors. So I thought it was kind of harsh to make her stay in when she could be at the fire pit rolling in all the leaves. So, but I'm sure I'll have a little bit of footage for you at the end to share what we've been up to. And yeah, I really hope you've enjoyed this. If you did, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. If it bored you to tears, feel free to give me a big thumbs down. And if you're not already subscribed, please do subscribe. And I will see you next time. Have a happy Halloween. Have a safe Halloween. And I'll see you all in a few weeks or so. And happy knitting. See you soon. Bye.